So tonight is September 29th, 2024, and give a little thought to my Dharma talk because I was actually going to say that the Dharma talk is going to be filled with quiet, silence, because so often I fill space, like with words, or I'll fill space with, all the things we all fill space with. And then I'm like, I think that's the opposite of what a Dharma talk is about. But my inclination was to just be quiet. And then as I was sitting with that for last few minutes, or last 15, 20 minutes, I started to think of all the tribe members and what all of you all sort of relay to me, either through an email or a message on social media or some way, a text about, something that so and so in meditation mentioned. It really helped me this week. Or someone will say, how's so and so doing? Because they're on my head all the time, or I haven't seen them. And, just comments like that about truly strangers, people who were once strangers, and some are still strangers, but not at all. Like, I know you all recognize each other's energy, whether you've ever had a conversation with each other or not. You have a recognition of energy. So I started thinking of that, and I'm like, oh, I love that, and really appreciating that and bringing that appreciation into my heart and my mind. And then I was thinking about some of our tribe members who are going through something, whatever, right now. And I was thinking, oh, you know what? I think maybe we need to do like a little tribal energy send off. And um that got me thinking into another whole direction, which was all about the whole thought of when we send an intention, that intention lands, right? So if we're like, wow, I wish well on that person, that intention lands. And at the conference we were at a couple of weeks ago, someone had shared that they had a near-death experience, and I don't remember if they were already passed in the ambulance. I don't remember like where it was, but they said that they had left their body and someone had passed them on the road, a total stranger passing, and saw an ambulance with lights on. And they uttered a prayer. This gives me total chills. And they uttered a prayer for a total stranger in the ambulance. And that person was passed, but heard that stranger's prayer. And I mean, I'm getting chills just even talking about it. And how much that meant to that person, among all the other things that they were experiencing. They heard and felt the intention, and they believe that that person's intention is what brought them back. I mean, you cannot make that up. And you wouldn't make that up. Do you know what I mean? You just wouldn't make that up. So that has left such a mark, like such a really important mark of, you know, whatever little bit we can do. I know all of us in here, we could always send a good intention off to somebody else, whatever that is. Just I wish them well, I hope well, hope that all works out, hope they heal, hope they repair that relationship, that friendship, whatever it is. When we send that intention, it really, really, really works. And there's, again, more science getting involved into like, what is that? How is that happening? And Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. Like he couldn't explain it. So then that thought was giving me chills, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to send intentions to everybody in the group, whether you're present tonight or not. It doesn't matter. You'll feel it. And then I had a flashback to when I was a kid and how much I loved the Care Bears. How many of you remember the Care Bears? So the Care Bears was a cartoon, and then they made little stuffed animals, and they each had a little like emblem on their belly: heart, a clover, a sunshine, a rainbow. Those are the big ones that I'm remembering right now, but there was a bunch of them. And when someone was like in danger, or if someone was being caught by something evil or negative, the Care Bears would get together and they'd do the Care Bear stare. And their superpower of who they are, like the one with the heart, was really known for giving and putting out great love. And I think it's the one with the sunshine, or the lion was really good for like courage. So each one had their own little gift. And when they got together, all of their energies got shined on, quite literally, the person. And every episode, the Care Bear stare was given, and it worked, and it changed that other character. So then I was kind of laughing at that, because I'm like, oh my God, I so love that. And I loved that as a kid, and I believed it as a kid. Like, I really believed that. And so then I had to look up a Care Bear. Like, I had to bring it all back. And I want to share a little snippet of the Care Bear stare with all of you for the Dharma talk. And I want you to put yourself in the place of any one of the Care Bears, or make up your own person, your own, like, what would your symbol on your belly be? What's your superpower? What are you really good at giving? When we watch, I'm not going to play the full clip. I'll just play about a little bit less than 2 minutes of it. And it's so silly, but how impactful that was on my brain as a little kid. And it's real. It's really now, 4 decades later, learning that intention and energy that we share really is a thing. So I have to share this with all of you, and let's hope I can pull it up properly. One moment, please. Oh God, that's not the screen. There it is.
Don't know what you're doing, Nicholas. Listen to your heart.
Can you all see it?
Find the truth. Where are they? Care Bears. Stare.
Tenderheart's right. Can do it, but we have to do it together. Hey, everybody. Everybody. That's it. Everybody call. Bravo.
No. Dad. Care about you. Used to be like you. You thought nobody cared. But we were wrong. Now we want to be your friend, Nicholas, and make sure you're never alone again. Believe us, Nicholas. Believe us. Leave you. No, you can't. Don't do it. Stop. You don't care. You don't care. Stop. Jason.
Oh, sweet Care Bears. So we are the little Care Bears, and it's so silly, but I think it's such a good imprint to remember that strength in numbers, the power of belief, the power of intention, intensity, really giving it your all and getting filled back up after it, not being able to do it alone, not having to do it alone. I mean, just that little clip had so many different little snippets in it. So we're the little Care Bears. I like to call us the lamp lighters. We light each other's lamps. I'll mention a few tribe members that I want us to send our intention to, but also I want you to either type in the chat anyone that you want us to add intention to, including yourself. And you don't have to say why or what the person needs, but we'll kind of do a little mini Care Bear stare for each other and for each other's people in here before we start meditation. And if you need it, be sure to share that you need it. And I know Trisha was or lives in Asheville, North Carolina. That was really hit hard by the hurricane. And I haven't heard from her yet. So I'm just waiting to hear from her. So I just want to send great intention and love, and hopefully she's fine and everyone she knows is fine. But sending out the intention to Trisha, to Eileen, whose back has been really out and kinked, to Joan, who's just the heartbeat of all of us and just has a lot going on. Um, to Jane, who's recovering from surgery last week. And then each bit of all of you, you know where you are in this. I'm mentioning just a few of you who are not here tonight. So we can put it in the chat and we just all have good intentions. Oh, Laura, thank you for saying that. Laura said, oh, I'm the only one getting all the messages. Sorry, sorry, sorry. On my deathbed, I will remember to change the settings. Um, you couldn't hear it? Could all of you hear it? Were you all able to hear the video? Oh, it was still, you couldn't hear it all. Some of you could, some of you couldn't. Okay. Just had me panic. Okay. If you want to send it directly to me, you can. If you want to send it to the group, I think I saved the settings. Yeah, meeting group chat. Send to meeting group chat. Intentions for, I'm not sure if you can all see them. So for Chris, Margot, myself, intentions for my friend. Laura shared that Trisha did mark herself safe on Facebook, so thank you for that. For Robin, for my daughter Christine, Allison in Asheville, Joan and her back, and myself. The rest of that says them for myself, who was a stupid hot mess. And you can raise your hand if you relate to that or have related to that. To Greg, thank you, Marianne. He is doing well, thank you. And then anyone who comes to your mind during meditation, I mean, I don't know what we're doing, but there's a part of me that thinks quite possibly we'll be sending energy, but maybe not. We'll see what's brought in for us to do together. But just know that as we sit together, the intentions amplify. And if something comes up to you that you want to intend, you throw it into our intentions and it'll just keep amplifying. And you can either type it in or you just have to think it in your mind to feel it, to see it. They're also writing D and my sister Kim that is struggling and overwhelmed. I already feel all the energy. So nice to send too. So while we let that kind of settle in our minds and our bodies, get yourselves ready for meditation. You can go ahead and turn off your lights if you prefer, or your cameras. And get yourselves settled in your seat. in your bed, in your chair, in your floor, wherever you are. And just allow yourself to notice the contact that your body is making to your seat. And then notice if anything needs to be fixed or if you can sort of wiggle around to make sure that you really feel supported in your seat and feel comfortable. And bring that mindful awareness to whatever you are sitting or laying on. I'll just keep referring it to your seat. But just bring in the awareness that this seat is quite literally supporting you. And then see what happens when you tell yourself to allow the seat to support. Allow your body to be supported. Allow the seat to rise up into your body, and for your body to sink into your seat. Notice all the contact points. Then bring your attention to your breath and close your eyes if you haven't already. And just observe your breath. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it. Just bring all of your attention, almost like bring all of your awareness to honor your breath. And notice as much as you can about your body with every breath. When I say notice, that doesn't mean judge the body. Just means become aware of any observations with every inhale. And then every exhale. And if the mind wants to think about your breath, just drop back into observing the sensations, the actual sensations and feelings of the breath. I'm just going to keep the mind out of it right now. We're going to give the mind a break from thinking. We're going to give the inner dialogue a break from interjecting. Really just going to drop into our bodies, fully supported by our seat. And imagine your breath is like the conductor of your body right now. And imagine every inhale is one sway of the conductor's hands, and the exhale is another sway of the conductor's hands. And bring awareness to your posture and adjust your posture to where you feel that you are in a receptive or open posture, whatever that means to your body. And the mind does not need to interject and tell you. The body knows exactly what I mean. And bring your attention to your hands and your wrists and forearms. And play with their position to see what position really allows you to sink into this moment for your hands, your wrists, to your forearms. Maybe you want them down by your side, palms down. Maybe you want them palms down on your legs or your belly. Maybe you want them palms up in any of those positions. Maybe your hands want to go over your heart or your solar plexus. And there's no right or wrong. If your hands aren't moving, it means they don't want to go and need to go. And if your hands move, it means they want to and need to. Just stay with your observation of your body. And bring awareness to the cadence of your breath. And again, it's awareness, not judgment. Notice the sensation of the inhale. Notice the rising and falling with the inhale to the exhale. And bring awareness to your face and your cheeks and your forehead and your jaw and your tongue and your lips. Imagine all of the muscles and any tension in your face is just sort of melting off. It's amazing how much tension is kept in the jaw. And when the jaw is relaxed, that sends a signal to the brain for the brain to relax. And allow yourself to be aware of your shoulders and let them sink down away from your ears, maybe sink back into your seat. And become aware of your rib cage. Just stand in almost awe or marvel at the genius structure of the rib cage that protects so many vital organs. And bring your attention to your abdomen and let the abdomen fully relax. When the abdomen relaxes, the lower back is able to let go and release. The pelvis opens. The joints where your hips and your legs meet opens and relaxes. And bring your attention to your thighs and just imagine your muscles are able to relax, almost like relax off your bones. Let the joints and muscles behind and around the knees relax. And bring full awareness and attention to your calves. And your calves are known as your heartbeat, your second heartbeat or your second heart. So when our calves are healthy, our heart is actually healthy. And just visualize and imagine the calves being able to be strong and pump the blood back up to your heart. And let your shins and your ankles and your feet all relax. And scan your body quickly from your head all the way to your toes, noticing any other part of your body that you may need extra intention to relax or let go or let be. Again, bring your attention to the cadence of your breath. Observe the breath. Now truly allow the body to just be in this moment. Imagine yourself sinking deeper into your seat. And the seat fully supporting you, just as you are. And I want you to begin to imagine or begin to activate your imagination. And imagine you're sitting in a theater or maybe outdoors and there's a huge screen in front of you. Huge screen, like a Miramax, several stories high screen. And imagine on that screen there are energy beings that begin one by one to pop up on the screen. And energy beings can be loved ones that are past, loved ones that are still physically here, saints, sages, healers, healers you've met, healers you've never met, guides. You can even visualize the Care Bears. And you can imagine as many or as few as your mind allows. And that is all you need. Maybe one, it may be hundreds. And maybe you can see them in your mind's eye. Maybe you can feel them. Maybe you get the sense of them or have a knowing of them. And imagine you can sort of turn a dial in your mind that actually brings the screen and all of this energy closer to you, almost like a hologram or like a 3D movie. Imagine the colors get more vibrant, the sound gets louder, the connection feels even more real. You can imagine superheroes, characters in movies. There's absolutely an endless, infinite imagination, possibilities through your imagination. Just let it all show up. Imagine they begin to send you energy in however way you can imagine that. Maybe you see the energy. Maybe you hear it. Maybe you feel it. Maybe it's telepathic. Maybe your mind wants to focus on one energy sending to you, or maybe it just feels good to be bathed in all of it. And try not to force. You don't need to make anything happen. Just like your breath, just observe. And begin to imagine that each energy, each healer, each character on the screen, imagine they're vibrating or radiating a color. Imagine you can see their auric field. And begin to imagine that their auric field combined all together actually turns into that rainbow of energy, just shining right into you. Allow that rainbow of energy to go directly into your head or into your heart. Imagine that every chakra in your body gets overwhelmed and almost blasted on as soon as that rainbow of energy enters into you. Just imagine your body lights up. In this moment, you're like a battery getting charged. Imagine that every chakra is receiving so much light. Every chakra is taking all the lights in. Imagine every chakra has its own sound and vibration. And just begin to imagine that your energy centers themselves, as they're filling up and releasing anything stuck or old, as it's filling up with new, fresh, clean, clear, bright, light energy. Together, each chakra plays their own tune, and before you know it, you're like bathed in the vibration and sound of your own self. Begin to imagine that that sound vibration is rippling through all the tissues, all the bones, all the muscles, all your organs. Imagine the fascia that's keeping your whole body together is vibrating with this melody. Maybe you hear it, maybe you have to imagine it. Just really focus on the vibration of the melody as it courses through your body. Imagine that vibration is breaking up any density in your body, any stuck emotion in your body. It's working on any physical ailments, emotional ailments, mental ailments, meaning the overthinking mind. Remember that vibration, radiation of that rainbow light is still pouring in to your body through the top of your head or through your heart or both. There's an endless supply of this energy, and your body is taking in every bit of it. And I want you to imagine or realize or notice that a really, really strong, powerful energy shows up on the screen. And this powerful energy is almost like the sum total of all the energies already on the screen. And imagine this unbelievably powerful, loving, all-knowing energy brings more oomph behind each of those healers. They are sending through the rainbow of colors, but they're also sending all around you this pure white, almost silvery and gold light. And this gold light is getting completely pushed into your energy field, a good 5 feet from your body. This energy field will not allow negativity or anything that does not truly resonate with your soul to remain in your auric field. And what they mean by that is it doesn't mean people have to leave your life or negativity leaves. But whatever anyone brings to you, it does not affect you in the old way. So you can still be around it if you have to be, and we do have to be at times. And yet that auric field is almost like an energetic Teflon that nothing sticks to it. It bounces off, or it just gets obliterated in your field. And that powerful silvery gold, omnipotent energy is also filling you with an energy of deep, deep forgiveness. And this is a forgiveness for yourself, about yourself. That energy is basically stating enough is enough. And it is flooding you with for self-forgiveness. And whatever comes to mind is exactly the wound it's suturing. And for this, let the mind buy into this. And you tell your mind that this area of self-forgiveness no longer is the leader of your story, is no longer your go-to. In this moment, remind the mind that it no longer needs to continue the story of non-self-forgiveness. And feel that swirling energy going right into the crevices of your mind where these wounds are stored. And imagine that almost crystalline silver and gold energy goes deep into the folds of your brain and acts as if it's cleaning and clearing these old tapes. And by you hearing this in this moment, it means your body, mind, and spirit are completely ready for this, completely open. And imagine the mind almost spits it out like a volcano erupting. Whatever scenarios of self-forgiveness are coming up are precisely the areas that are releasing. And as they're removed from the mind, they begin to lose an emotional power. The next time you think of any one of them, if you had more than one, there won't be an emotional charge attached to the thought. When you observe that within yourself, and you can allow the thought to just from your forefront of your mind. And as those things are released from your brain, your body becomes more and more your true self. Imagine the body being less frantic inside. Imagine your body is more in a flow state. The chemistry between your organs, all of your body systems, just begins to just enter a flow state. Imagine your emotional field just balances into a flow state. Each emotion arises as it arises, and it leaves as it leaves. And the inner dialogue, the mental state, it enters a flow state. The non-helpful thoughts fade away much faster. And imagine your muscles are softer, smoother, entering flow state. Imagine the mind is more quiet. The emotions are more clear. And then notice that your vibration, your harmony of all of your energy centers in your body is in complete harmony with the energy and vibrations of all those who showed up, which is in complete alignment with the collective, omnipotent energy. And hold this space and just be sacred. And imagine yourself in your body, looking out at all of this energy, receiving the energy, the body taking the energy in. Begin to imagine that you can sort of look out, keeping your eyes closed, but become aware of the seat that you're in, still holding the vision of all of this in front of you. So you're being able to hold the vision of this infinite energy and the vision and reality of you in your seat, Become aware of the outline of your body. Become aware of this air touching your skin. Become aware of the whole outline of your body and the position you're in. And you're aware of your physical sense and space, your physical being, and aware of this higher or powerful energy. You're all the same. And then just take a few moments, maybe a minute, to become aware that you are the awareness behind all that you observe. You're the awareness behind the awareness. Allow yourself to start coming back into your physical body as the awareness, as the self you identify with most. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes in your own time. Begin to gently come back and open your eyes in your own time. When you're ready, you can turn on your cameras, rejoin the group, and you can log off at any time. And then when you are fully ready, begin to turn your cameras on. And before we begin to share, I want you to sort of either take mental note or actually write down anything that feels important to you in that experience. of replay some of that to yourself. Whatever jumps out at you as you're replaying it is significant in some way. And does anybody want to share any piece of that? Or what feels significant? Or has anyone have questions about the experience itself? It's a Bueller moment.
Uh,
Eileen, did you want to share something?
I I I did. It definitely helped me, so thank you.
Hmm.
That's the first time my pain has subsided a little since this whole thing started. So I appreciate it. And I've been really kind of hating myself because I know my own body is slowing this healing process. And I'm trying to be kind to myself and know that I can't help it. But I've been extremely frustrated. So it was that whole thing about, at least it sounded like, forgive yourself, you know, and I have to do that because I can't do anything about the disability I have,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely causing this thing to heal much slower than it probably should. So
Mm-hmm. That's a hard one to like that self-forgiveness in general, like is a big one. And what you don't know, Eileen, because you logged in after the Dharma talk, so I'm just going to share this because not everybody knows that you weren't logged in at that point. But in the Dharma talk, it was all about how group energy, when we intend it to send to anyone, that it is received, like it works just by intending it. And you were one mentioned that we were to intend our healing energy to, but you didn't know that because you logged on literally as soon as we started the meditation. You missed that whole part.
oh wow, well
So
thank you.
the fact that you said like, oh, this definitely helped me, that was the group that had just
Yeah,
towards your way. So like,
and I
talk
didn't know
about,
about it, so it did work. There's the proof.
it's amazing. When you
Yeah,
said that, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't even know. You weren't
uh,
on yet. You
yeah,
got
and
on literally as soon as I
the
said,
other
turn
thing
off your
is, I
lights,
don't like talking. I
which
never
is
talk in this group ever.
that's another wild thing. You're right. You don't ever talk. So the fact that like that whole thing just transpired, I mean, you can't make these little things up, but they're not little. So that's
No,
pretty
it
cool.
means a lot to me because I feel like I've been doing penance for sins I haven't committed yet this week.
Uh-huh. Yep. Well, Eileen and I have agreed over the past 12 plus years, whatever we've known each other, that she definitely must have murdered an orphanage in another lifetime for all the insanity she's had in this lifetime. And we say that with levity, of course, but
Uh-huh.
she's with that what's that? Oh my God, that Galileo, is that the song Indigo Girls? They talk about like what we've paid for in another lifetime. We're
Uh-huh.
We're dealing with that. Well, that's all of us, but
Yeah.
Eileen and I like to joke like, Jesus, what did you do, my friend?
Right. Because I'm
Holy
paying in
crap.
spades.
Activity is also important.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I'm
You
so
have to
glad
be
you
able,
shared. Like that was amazing that you shared. And first,
right. That's normally not me.
so you're gonna have to listen back to the beginning part of this when I post it tomorrow. It's
I
worth
will.
just hearing. Yeah,
But
that's
thank you,
pretty
everyone,
cool.
because it did
So
work.
thank you.
See,
And we'll continue to send.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Anyone else? How cool is that? Anyone else want to share? Any thoughts? Oh, I didn't do a thumbs up thing. So on a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs middle, how was that for everyone? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs middle, thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs. Can't see anymore. Okay, good. So about 50-50. Anyone else? Questions, thoughts, awarenesses? It was kind of light and airy, and then it went into like forgiveness mode, which I felt was like adding a turbo engine, like we are amping up. So I'm really curious about that piece if anyone wants to share. Bueller. All right, let's put it this way. How many of you had a something show up for yourself, especially when it came to self-forgiveness? Like a scenario, a situation, past, present. How many of you had something come to mind? Nicole, Bonnie, just raise your hands or give me like a little. Very cool. How many of you went to forgiving someone or something else? Interesting. Kara, very good. Anyone want to share any of that? Or share the outcome of that? What do I mean by that? You don't have to share the actual forgiveness because that's potentially super private, but the outcome of how does it feel to be aware of it? How does it feel? Are you able to actually give that self-forgiveness? Was it difficult to do self-forgiveness? Where are we at? My God, did you guys do a bunch of edibles or something before? And you're all like zoned out. Go ahead, Kara. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. No, I kind of went somewhere different. I mean, like I was in the forgiveness thing and I saw my mom and my dad and my grandparents, both sets of grandparents. I went to grief. I just
Mm,
saw them all and I miss them so much. So I kind
mm,
of went to a sad grief place. But it was
mm.
loving. It was loving. I felt their love coming towards me and you kept kind of leading us to a more loving place and a more forgiving place. But my I kept going to grief. I kept going to missing.
That's
So
super important to have stayed there. So I'm glad you stayed there, even though my words were something different. That's why this is guided, but it's not like, I'm the guide, but you're the one doing the actual work. And it might be in alignment with what I'm saying, and it might not be. And it's really important to stay with where you are. So even just like making contact and giving yourself the time and space to be in touch with the grief is so powerful and so healing and sad for sure and healing. It's kind of like someone who has to get stitches, like the stitches are going to hurt. So touching the grief is going to hurt, but the stitches are important. We have to have it hurt in order to heal. So the grief is sort of like when we touch that hurt, it's also healing. Just because it hurts doesn't mean it's not healing or getting sutured up. Does that make sense?
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that too, because it's important to always share. And I know I say this all the time, but we don't all have to share like literally rainbows, because sometimes it's not meditation. Our experience share that and not what everyone thinks is expected.
And then
Does
you
that
were
make
talking about a
sense?
song, the Indigo Girls, but there's also a song, it's actually the opposite. It says, I must have saved a thousand
Oh,
lives. Have you heard of that? I'll find the song, but it talks about how in the past, I must have saved a thousand lives. I must have done this.
yes, I'm sorry. My internet seems to be unstable right now. I'm getting a little thing that says that
Okay,
my internet.
all right, I'll go mute.
Let me know when I'm back on. This probably means that the Cave Boys are on video game.
I hear you.
Am I back yet? Oh no.
Yes, we hear you.
I
You hear
hear
me?
you
Okay,
too.
I'm
Yeah.
sending a message to my clan. Like, is anybody on the internet? No, I'm in the sauna. Oh, you poor child, you. That was not the response. Yeah, so everyone's frozen on my screen, but can you hear me? Oh no.
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Thank you. I heard that.
You cut out a little bit earlier, but otherwise I've been able to hear you the whole time.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Thank you, Laura. Do you have anything to share since I can hear your connection really well, but everyone's frozen on the screen to me. So I
My
know it's my internet.
I I don't remember anything about I was gone for most of it, but the beginning I was frustrated because I didn't excuse me, I didn't see anything on my big screen. And then the energy that came to me was a tree, which I'm like, well, that's not. But anyway, but it was a tree and it gave me a bunch of energy. Um, and it was all very grounding. I think you had us do chakra. I don't remember, but it was all very low and grounding and yellow, and that's all
Mm.
I really remember.
How do you feel now?
Good. I mean, I feel like I kind of needed that, so it wasn't a super like, oh, yeah, I
Right.
didn't have any great insights today, but
Yep.
um, I don't know, kind of just went for the ride, and
Perfect.
then somewhere else, but I don't know where. So
And
that
that's
is
where you needed to go too.
yeah.
Um, that reminded me when you said something. I thought it was you, so I'm glad you spoke. So, but if it's not you, Laura, let me know. But did one of you did one of you in here have like a really bad sore throat or something going on with your throat and went for you like requested healing for a throat affliction or something? I don't remember at what point I had this thing and it was like send it to their throat. But it was someone's particular, like, it wasn't like I had to send it to all of you. Ah, Kelly is sick with a sore throat. You didn't ask for healing tip for it. Okay. So yeah, all of a sudden I was like, send it to someone's throat and I could feel it. And it felt more, this is my right side, but I'm hearing left side, but it felt it more on one side than the other. And I was like, send it, just send it. So I hope you get better, Kelly. All right. I know my connection's weird, so I'm having I might have us break out faster. You all can hear me? Oh, now you're moving. Okay, good. Our internet over here at the Hanlon Koff Bacaro house. Does anyone else want to share anything or before we log off, I might have us log off a little earlier than usual because I don't know if I'm talking over anybody. Wow. Super strange. You're also quiet too tonight, unless you're not quiet and I'm not getting the energetic memo. Thank you, Kara. I will.
It's definitely quiet.
Everyone's quiet?
At least for my spot, I don't hear anyone trying to talk.
All right, good. Strange.
You're making me
Maybe-
laugh though, so
I know it's kind of funny. Like, I don't know if everyone feels like almost like, dude, blissed out, or I hope it's a blissed out. Hope it's a good thing and not a you just rocked my world and I won't be able to sleep tonight type of thing. That's my only concern. So hopefully the opposite is the case. But it is wonky. I'm gonna see what we could do on my end. So I will end meditation early tonight. And if everyone's in the good spot, just as a reminder, on Thursday night, this Thursday, we have a virtual online gallery. So if you can attend, that is in your membership portal. So by all means, jump on if you can. If you can't, there'll be another one every 2 months. We have a membership one. So you'll have another opportunity if you can't make it. And I think membership chat is coming up next Sunday. Let me just check that very quickly. Oh no, membership chat is October 13th. So it is insane that we are in the month of October in just 2 days. That's mind blowing to me. So hopefully I'll see some of you Thursday night. And then if not Thursday night, I'll see you next Sunday night. And don't forget to take yourselves off of mute to say goodnight to each other.
Good night, all.
Good
Right.
night.
Good night.
Thank
Night,
you.
everybody. Good night.
Oh, we all are here. What do you know?
Thank you.